I'm telling you what, this Phillies team is just really a joke. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Heads to Media, and today capping last night's game between the Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. As the Phillies lose 8-4 to the Braves as they drop the third game of this four-game series. So they're going to have to settle for hopefully a series split tonight. And I guess before we get into this video, please subscribe if you haven't done yet. Please show engagement bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. This video is also brought to you by All Things Phillies. All Things Phillies provides a daily video of highlights from the game. So please go subscribe to his channel. Link in the description section. This Phillies team is like the bad news bears. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Our defense is just atrocious. The heads-up play is atrocious. Drew Herrera just looking like a total deer in the headlights out there in center. I mean, that play was really just embarrassing. Couldn't get any more Phillies. You got Jose Alvarado, a guy, he cannot throw a strike to save his life. You got Bryce Harper totally wasting his talent. He was a waste of talent on the Washington Nationals for 7 seasons. He's been a waste of talent here in Philadelphia for 4 seasons. Pick up the scoring summary here. In the top of the second inning, Drew Herrera homers on a fly ball to right field and a 1-0 count. He absolutely smoked that ball. Nice bat flipped off the bat of Drew Herrera, who, it always loves to, flip the bat. We've seen that before. His third home run of the season, a solo shot, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia here in the second. But honestly, I'm very down on Drew Herrera. We'll get to this a little bit, but, sets up play is an absolute joke, but he absolutely smoked that ball. It was in the zone. He was able to get a good one on it. I mean, his swing is kind of made for pitches like that, so he was able to elevate it and crush it way out of the park. So 1-0 Phillies. Let me pick it up here in the bottom of the second inning. Just, what a definition of a wall scraper. This is a wall scraper, and it's William Contreras. It's a towering fly ball out to left field. Kyle Schwarber leaps at the wall, and he comes up empty as it goes into the flower bed and gone. Wall scraper at its finest. A solo shot, his 7th of the season, and the Braves tie it at 1. So that was kind of unlucky for Ranger Suarez. They will give him that. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Ozzie Abbey singles on a line drive to right field. Adam Duvall and Orlando Arcia come around to score as the Braves now take the lead. Now at 3-1 ball game. So Ozzie Abbey, he always beats us. He always beats us. So he does it there again. The 2 RBI single going the other way. He's batting from the right-handed side of the box. Of course, he is a switch hitter. So he does it again. Now 3-1 Atlanta. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Dansby Swanson singles on a line drive the other way to right field. Ozzie Abbey comes around to score. It's the Braves now extend lead now 4-1 ball game. And then Swanson was tagged out as he was in the middle of first and second. So Reese Hoskins was able to apply the tag, and that was the 3rd out of the inning. Kind of a sloppy base running play right there for Dansby Swanson, so the Phil was able to stop the bleed and get out of the inning. Ranger just really fell apart in that inning. So it just was very unfortunate. We pick it up here in the top of the 4th inning. Drew Herrera singles on a ground ball the other way to left field. Gene Segura comes around to score. It's just now a 4-2 ball game. So Herrera's 2nd RBI of the night as he goes the other way, which is great to see. He always has a tendency to always want to pull the baseball. So it was nice to see him go the other way. He has the ability to be a talented hitter at times. We've seen that before. His stance is just so goofy, and there's just so much movement in that swing. Just a high leg kick, and it's not as dramatic as it used to be. The beginning of his career, back in 2015, and that Mickey Mouse All-Star he had in 20. Let me pick it up here in the top of the 5th inning. Nick Castellanos grounds out to short as Alec Bohm comes around to score, and the Phillies now lead it 4-3. So Nick Castellanos, a guy who's been struggling, he gets an RBI right there. I'm sure that kind of helped him feel a little bit better. He's definitely done a good job of that so far this year. The RBI ground out, he's definitely provided to us. There's no question about that, but he really needs to start hitting. He's been in a treacherous slump. We'll get into this a little bit. So a 4-3 ball game. Then we pick it up here in the same inning. Gene, the hit machine, Segura singles on a ground ball the other way to right field. I love his ability to go to all fields. He's a contact hitter. He's just a contact hitter. He hits the bottom of the ball as Bryce Harper comes around to score. And the Phillies now tying at 4. So at this point, we're down 4-1. It wasn't looking too good. It kind of just, in the words of Jack Fitzpatrick, felt like a loss. And now all of a sudden, it's a tie ball game. Kind of resurrected this game. No question. So we got a brand new ball game at 4. And then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, you know what? Of course, the hopes are in the gutter when Jose Alvarado is jogging out from the bullpen. It's just one of the worst plays I think I've ever seen. One of the worst plays I think I've ever seen. Dansby Swanson at first base. Jose Alvarado throws a wild pitch. The throw by JT Muto is totally missed at second base as it goes into center field. Herrera not even paying attention. The ball goes right past him. and he has to run all the way out there, and Dansby Swanson scores from first base. How in the world do you let that happen? I mean, that is just sad. That is just sad. So, terrible fundamentals. I mean, that's worse than terrible. That play cannot be defended. I mean, here we go. Typical Phillies. Jose Alvarado, of course, he can never throw a strike. The throw by JT Muto is totally missed at second. Wasn't the greatest throw in the world. And then Duper Herrera is daydreaming out there in center. What in the world? I mean, at least block the ball. Make an attempt that just goes right past him. Goes right past him. He has to run all the way out towards the warning track to go and get the baseball. Because the throw, of course, had a lot of zip on it since it was not knocked down at second. Wasn't even touched. Wasn't even touched. I mean, it might as well. It was like JT Muto standing behind home plate. Nobody was even out there, and he just threw as hard as he could in the second base direction and went all the way off. Because it wasn't knocked down. It was not even knocked down. Not even at second base. So that's exactly what happened. Had a lot of zip on it. So it went all the way out there, almost to the warning track, as Dansby Swanson scored easily from first. I don't even have words for that. It's terrible fundamentals. I don't even know anymore. I just don't even know what this Phillies team anymore. Get your head in the game. And we pick it up here in the same inning. Austin Riley crushed this one as he homers on a fly ball to left center field. His 9th of the season off of Jose Alvarado, a righty-lefty matchup. And it's now a 6-4 ball game. Get Jose Alvarado off this team. I'll talk about this a little bit later. I understand he still had, they left out his contract. But honestly, I wanted to trade him last offseason. I just can't stand having this guy on this team. I don't think he's good for the morale. I think he's too emotional. I think he's a troublemaker, as I talked about before. And he just can't pitch. And of course, someone made a great point. He struggles at the strike zone, but when he does hit the strike zone, it's right down the middle of the plate. I mean, that was not even close. I mean, he throws it right down the middle of the plate. Austin Riley smashed it. 6-4 Atlanta. And then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Dansby Swanson continues to just murder us. I just don't understand it. A guy who's been struggling since he played us, as he homers on a fly ball to right field the other way. And it's now a 7-4 ball game. So a solo shot for Swanson, his 6th of the season. I don't even know anymore. I don't even know what this Phillies team anymore. No one's even watching this. I mean, who wants to watch this dumpster fire? Then we pick it up here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Orlando Arcia doubles on a line drive to center field. William Contreras comes around to score as the Braves now lead it 8-4. So tacking on another one for the Atlanta Braves off of Connor Brogdon. Not really, too surprising there, as that would be your final. 8-4 Atlanta, as they take the third game of this 4-game series, as they are going for the series win today, as we are going for the series split today. Could have easily won the past 2 nights. Easily. Errors like that set a tone. Every time they do it, errors set a tone. And it's funny because we didn't score any more runs after that. Isn't that interesting? And then we allowed 3 after that. So isn't that just interesting? Rhys Hoskins out of the outspot continues to do absolutely nothing despite drawing a walk. His 716 OPS. Honestly, I think that if he just doesn't start hitting home runs consistently, if he doesn't start batting around at least at 250, if he has an OPS in the high 800s, he's batting around 250, I can live with it. I'm like, hey, I think that's above average first baseman, but he's just giving you average numbers. He's just an average first baseman. That's all he is. And you can't argue otherwise. He just drives me crazy. Alec Bohm 2 knocks last night. He's definitely starting to heat up again. 295 average, a 744 OPS. I'd like to see that OPS climb a little bit higher for 296 average. Should be a little bit higher than that. He just needs to walk a little bit more and see the baseball. Bryce Harper cracks the 1,000 mark with his OPS. Sits at 1,001 and 318 average now. 4 knocks last night. Also scoring one of the Phils. 4 runs last night. He is red hot. He is the MVP. Nothing's changed. Really, nothing's changed. So another wasted talent here in Philadelphia. And I wish his buddies Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber were kind of joining in on the hit party. Nick Castellanos especially ice cold right now. At least Schwarber's hitting the baseball a little bit. Of course, he's been consistently, below average so far this year. But hopefully he can start to pick it up. Speaking of Nick Castellanos, he goes hit list. Average now drops to the 250 mark now at 248, 713 OPS. We have a guy, Kyle Schwarber's hitting 197. He has a 743 OPS. So that is just, I've compared that pretty much all season. Very, very telling. It's very, very telling. He was able to collect an RBI on the RBI ground out. Gene scored 2 knocks last night, going the other way on that RBI single. Gene the hit machine was able to put the bat on the ball, and Kyle Schwarber hitless performance last night. It seems like any other team is not the Mets. He just can't hit. It's really, really disappointing. JT Muto collects a knock last night, also draws a walk. His throw sailed into center field. It wasn't even knocked down. I blame that mostly on a Duper Herrera. Duper Herrera, despite that, Home run, the RBI single. I had a pretty decent night last night. His night was really overshadowed by that horrendous miscue out in center field. I mean, cue up the organ music on that one. My goodness gracious. So just disgraceful. Bryson Stott. I understand, yes, I mean, Charlie Morton, a right-hander, was on the mound last night, but Johan Camargo should be out there every day. How many times have I said that? And you can't make me wonder, oh, well, Bryson Stott, I think he should have some ABs. I mean, what is he giving you? 0 for 4 again last night. A 123 average. A 312 OPS. A 312 OPS. That is what Bryson Stott is giving you. A 312 OPS. I mean, this guy... I mean, really, man. I mean, this guy is just terrible. I mean, I understand you don't want to give up on this guy, but I mean, a top prospect who looked great in spring training, who got sent down, and then, of course, the quote injury to Diego Gregorius is the reason why he's back up here. And see, he should be sent back down to AAA. I mean, there has to be another move here. And you can't say, oh, who's going to play short? Johan Camargo is going to play short. Johan Camargo, who is a switch hitter, should be out there every single day. So I have no idea, we're trying to win baseball games, why Bryson Stott, who's pretty much been an automatic out since he's come back up, why he's still being put in the lineup. I don't understand this at all. I really do not. It's very befuddling to me. It's very befuddling to me. Yes, I mean, part of his reasoning was because Martin was on the mound last night. It would have been a righty-lefty matchup. But Johan Camargo is a switch hitter. You know, and even if he wasn't, I want to see him out there every day. I mean, he's giving you better numbers, much better numbers than Bryson Stott is. Ranger Suarez, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, all 5 are earned, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. He had no command. I mean, he right now climbs to 4.74. He's been very disappointing. I mean, he has not looked like the Ranger Suarez that we saw last year, and it's just really disappointing, man. Really struggled with this command. As I said, 4 walks. His stuff was just catching, way too much of the play. As I said, he's falling behind hitters. He was kind of getting rattled. He just didn't have. And what really killed him was that bottom of the second inning. It was kind of the backbreaker of his start. That was a really rough inning for him, and I think it kind of rattled him. Ranger Suarez gets rattled very easily. We've seen this in the past. Whenever it's a big error or just a bad inning, he has a very hard time recovering from that. So that's one thing he needs to try to work on. Jose Alvarado, 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run was earned, 2 walks. I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about this guy. I mean, as I said like a million jillion times over the past year and a half, can't locate. He just can't locate it for anything. And, of course, when he does throw a strike, it's right down the middle of the plate. I forget who said that, but it's just so true. The fastball and the slider have a potential of being this so devastating, but he just can't seem to get it together. So I'm done with him. I am just so done with him. And it's 7.62 ERA. I don't understand why in the world you bringing this guy in a close game. I don't understand it. I understand, yes, maybe I was advocating to bring him in that save. I mean, Corey Knebel, who was adamant about coming in, let's not forget this. I mean, you saw the report come out. He said, I wanted to come in to Tuesday night's game and try to close. And Joe George, you got to have a day off. He pitched the past 2 days. With shorthanded the ball. It goes back to the babying. Joe Girardi babies the heck out of this team. I cannot stand it. Corey Knebel, who was adamant about coming in the ball, had thoughts about getting on the bullpen phone and calling the dugout, asking to come in. Andrew Bellotti being charged with the home run to Dansby Swanson. Connor Brogdon, the 3 outs he collected were all strikeouts. So that was pretty nice to see. He has the strikeout kind of stuff. And James Norwood comes in. I mean, that was actually really good. I mean, this is the perfect time to use James Norwood. You're down by 4. I will say that in the bottom of the 8th inning. I mean, this team, of course, Nick Anciano struggles, Connor Schwarber struggles, Rhys Hoskins struggles. I do not blame on Joe Girardi one bit. I mean, this is Ranger Suarez. I do not blame that on Joe Girardi one bit. Not at all. Not at all. I mean, could I blame the error, that horrendous error out in center field on Joe Girardi? Possibly. I would have pulled him. If you're not going to be paying attention out there, I'm going to pull you. Remember Pete McCann and Gabe Kapler's predecessor? I tell you, if you ever did stuff like that, if you didn't run out of ground ball, Joe Girardi, remember when he first came here, it was all about discipline. And we haven't really seen that too much. You're a Major League Baseball player, paying attention. So there's simply no excuse for this. Where's the discipline for this team? So that I do somewhat blame Joe Girardi. Of course, he's not going out there playing the game, but come on. Manager of this baseball team, 7:20 the first pitch tonight. Aaron Nola, 1-4 with a 3.96 ERA. Against Kyle Wright, 4-2 with a 2.49 ERA. Probably going to lose the series. Probably. Just so very Phillies. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please join the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media, link in the description section. At Phillies Dinosaur Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Beyonce Media. Card text 267-225-5092. Email philliesdancemedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go, Phillies. This team's a joke. I'll see you guys.